Good morning, all of you. This is my sixth video, Chapter 2 Industrial Development from 1950 to 1990. As you all know, in the second chapter, what we are doing actually is that we have divided the period 1950 to 1990, and we have the different videos which are coming are depending upon the agricultural sector, industrial sector, and external trade, because these are the three main important things in an economy. So today I'm starting with the industrial development. Now, as you know, when we were talking about the planning, the 5-year plans, and in that I explained that the second 5-year plan, that was from 1956 to 1961, was basically aiming at the industry's development. Now, in this program, the emphasis was on basic industries. Now, the question is, which comes to mind, is why are industries so important? If you look at it, we find that the economic growth of a country is measured in terms of the development of industries. More the industries, more is the economic development. Then we talk about employment. In case of industries, because there is generally large scale labor, it provides more employment to the people. Then the industrial sector provides machines for farming, and we want to develop the agricultural sector according to the 1950-1990 analysis. To develop the agricultural sector, we required mechanized farming. That is, machines were required, and those machines had to be built in the industries. Then the industrial development of the country refers to the economic growth of the country, and industrial development leads to economic growth, which leads to infrastructural development. So this 5-year plan was also trying to develop the infrastructure. Is this point clear? Why industries are important? Now, if you look at it, when we studied the different 5-year plans, we said that we adopted the system of mixed economy. And in mixed economy, you have both the presence of private and public sector. Public sector is what the government is doing. Private sector, if you recollect, when we were talking about the agricultural development, we said that there was land ceiling and compensation were given to the landowners. Now, those people, those who had received such compensations, they were the people, those who entered into the private sector. As you all know, private sector is profit motive. The only motive is profit. Whereas the public sector goes in for social welfare, and there are other reasons also why public sector is considered so important in India. If you look at it, the public sector requires huge capital, and any individual in the private sector was not ready to use so much of capital. So it was a responsibility of the government to set up the public sector. The public sector provides large scale employment to the people, and it aimed at growth with social justice. So these were the three basic aims of the public sector development in India. Now, children, if you see, when you took admission in class 11th, there were certain criteria which were decided, that this criteria, this percentage would go to the science stream, this would go to the commerce stream, this would go to the humanities stream. It means it is important that classification is done. So the first step was the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956. Whatever policies we take regarding industries, these are called as the Industrial Policy Resolution. Because it was done in the year 1956, it is called Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956. So the first point was classification of industries. All the industries, they were classified into 3 categories: Schedule A, Schedule B, and Schedule C industries. Schedule A industries are those industries which were solely for the public sector. Schedule B, both private and public sector. Schedule C, only the private sector.